The S22 Plus is basically a bigger S22. That is basically it. And obviously when you get the bigger phone, you're going to get the bigger battery. So yes, S22 Plus greater than S22 in some ways. Unless you want a compact device. Now it's boxy, so you can go for the S22 if you do want that. If you want a much bigger one, S22 Plus, I guess. So first impressions, honest first impressions of the Galaxy S22, which was released yesterday at the time of recording this video. The S22 Plus and the S22 are more similar than they are different, so I'm just gonna keep talking until I run out of stuff to say about it. So first thing I'm gonna say is, look, I love that boxy design. Nothing draws me closer to this device than that design. I mean, it's a little smaller than last year, 6.7 inches we had on the S21 Plus, 6.6 on the S22. For whatever reason, Samsung decided to slim them down, but I have no problem with the 0.1 inch decrement in size. That boxy design just draws me closer. We still maintain the same design at the back, same camera setup at the front, still the same, but we have that boxy design to differentiate the S21 Plus and S21 from the S22 and the S22 Plus. So we have a 6.6 inch dynamic AMOLED display that toggles from 10 Hz to 120 Hz. Unlike last year where it's kind of stuck at 120 or 60 or 48 or whatever, this time around it toggles from 10 all the way up to 120 when you need it at 120, and it drops down to 10 when you don't really need it at 120. It doesn't drop down to 10 because you need it at 10, it just drops down to 10 because you don't need it at 120 or 60 or a higher refresh rate. That's kind of how it works. The device is IP68 rated, and also front and back are both protected by Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. Yes, front and back. The back is glass, just like last year. You're never gonna know the back is glass because the way it looks, it kind of looks like plastic. You hit it, you do whatever it is, it doesn't look in any way like glass, but it is glass. Since we're at the back of the phone, let's just talk about the camera setup. We still have similar stuff like last year, same camera setup like last year, same camera bump that blends into the side of the phone. Oh my god. But improvements: a 50 megapixel main camera, a 10 megapixel telephoto with 3 times optical zoom. Last year we didn't have 3 times optical zoom, we had 3 times hybrid zoom. This time around we have much better improvements, or much more improvement and upgrades. A 3 times optical zoom, 12 megapixel ultra wide camera just like last year, shoots 8K. At the front we have a 10 megapixel selfie that shoots 4K, and still we're on the display. I forgot to mention this: an ultrasonic in display, on the display, on display, on the screen, whatever it is you're gonna call it, ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Not optical, ultrasonic. It's a flagship, so why not? Going inside the phone, we have 8 gigs of RAM coupled with 128 or 256 gigs of storage, just like we had last year. And in addition to this, you could take out 4 gigs. Samsung actually allows you to take out 4 gigs out of your phone storage, the ROM, in addition to the hardware memory you have in there. So this is kind of like software memory you are adding to the hardware physical RAM you have in the phone. In addition to the RAM and ROM, the chip, the processor, is Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip. Actually, that is just for those in the United States, China, and India. The rest of the world, other than these 3 countries, get the Exynos 2200 chipset, which we all know at this point that it's combined with the AMD graphics card in it. So we expect gaming and all the other graphics intensive operations on this device to be much more fluid and smoother, because we all know AMD, we know what they're capable of. So bringing that onto smartphones, we hope to see improvements when tests come out. For now, it's just first impressions and nothing else. A decrease in the size of the device means a decrease in battery size. Last year we had on the S21 Plus a 6.7 inch display, we had a 4800 milliamp hour battery. This time around on the 6.6 inch S22 Plus, we have a 4500 milliamp hour battery. This 4500 milliamp hour battery comes coupled with a 45 watt fast charge. I mean, it's interesting to see Samsung finally catching up to other devices, although it's nowhere close to what other devices are doing. 160 watts, 120 watts, it's nothing close to that. But then it's finally rest assuring, I don't know if that makes sense, that Samsung is finally catching up to those guys. Software is the One UI 4.1 plus Android 12. Look, let me just go back to how smooth this phone is. In addition to the memory, One UI, Android 12, dynamic AMOLED display that toggles from 10 Hz to 120. It's just so smooth and fluid. Everything. I mean, Samsung, like I said in S22 video, Samsung is the biggest smartphone display manufacturer in the world. Like, though, so you expect the best from them, from their own devices. I mean, it's so fluid and smooth. One UI 4.1 Android 12, and you know, a big memory as 8 gigs of RAM. This is not that special, but then all these combined just makes the phone experience smooth or fluid, if you will. But there's bloatware. There's a lot of bloatware. Samsung wants you to use their apps so bad that it still maintain all the Samsung apps on it. Smart Things, Samsung Health, Bixby, and all the things that you need and don't need, or think you don't need, they're still on the phone, just in case for some reason you do need Bixby. But one interesting thing to know about the software is Samsung is guaranteeing 4 years of software updates. So from Android 12 up to Android 4, that will be 16 up to Android 16, Android 12 through to Android 16, and then 5 years of security update. And just like the S22 Plus falls in line with respect to the ecosystem Samsung is building with, like I said, all the bloatware they include on their phones to make you want to use them with all other devices, like Samsung wearable app that enables you to control your earbuds and then your watches and all of the Samsung wearables. And obviously, just like other manufacturers have, there is that seamlessness or seamless connectivity between Samsung and, I mean, there's Smart Things actually, which Samsung is actually working with Google to implement or introduce that onto Android Auto, so you can seamlessly connect your phone or smartphone to your car. There's Samsung Pay, for obvious reasons. I don't need to explain what Samsung Pay does. And then there is Samsung Health and a whole lot of other Samsung apps in their ecosystem of apps and devices and wearables and what have you. Samsung is trying to maintain pricing from last year. So this 21 Plus base version, 8 gigs of RAM with 128 gigs of storage, started at $999, which is like $1,000 US. S22 Plus is going to be the same, starting at $999 US. So there's S22 Plus, S22, not really much differences between them, but most obvious are the size of the device and then the battery size as well, and yeah, the pricing actually. But I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, stay safe, and keep wearing the mask.